Hey guys, just Mike here and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are keeping well. So guys, today I bring you my Football Manager Mobile 2017 wish list. Now first of all, straight off the bat guys, none of these are confirmed. I've got no information from SI. They won't give me any information either. Stingy, I know. Why would they not want me to ruin the game and tell everyone about it now? I don't understand the logic myself. So these are all completely opinion based and kind of things that I would like to see. And I kind of want to also start off just by saying that if I ever sound like I'm kind of bad mouthing the game or in any way kind of businessly in the game, I'm not at all. It's just from a frustrated player sometimes and a mouldy old git. No, it's just that I kind of, I do understand the level of effort they have to put into these games, and I do know that for Football Manager Mobile, they only really have a very small, like a handful of people that actually kind of put content in the game compared to the hundreds of people that kind of work on full fat FM and, into some terms, Football Manager Touch as well, because although it is a separate entity, it's kind of, very, very similar to the style and all that kind of thing, whereas Football Manager Mobile is completely separate, doesn't even have the same look and almost feel to the game either. So with that all kind of little mini rant kind of done, I'm going to just talk to you about the features that I would like to see in the game. Again, these are mostly just kind of selfish things that I would like to see. I'm going to kind of first start off with the first one, which is predominantly very, very selfish, and I don't know many other people that would like to see it. I'm sure some of you would like to see it, but it's just the kind of way that I play the game. It kind of would definitely help me. So kind of hopefully now I'm just showing you the screen of Football Manager Mobile, the squad screen, and you kind of can just see it's very simplistic, much like obviously the kind of way the game is supposed to be. Very simple, kind of easy on the eye. The feature that I'd actually like them to add here is the squad filtering system. Now the way I'd actually like to play the game, I do it on any kind of format of the game. I do it on touch and on mobile. I obviously like slightly differently. Is I actually, as soon as I start the game, once you've got all of the kind of guff done of the, yes that's right, I said the word guff, of the media crap and messages and all that rubbish out of the way, I head straight over to the squad screen and I actually demote every single player into the reserve / under 21 team. It obviously depends on which game you're playing into what it's called. I then actually go into the squad, the reserve squad or under 21s team, and on Football Manager Touch I will actually filter to just look at my goalkeepers. I then look at each goalkeeper and I will obviously compare them and look at their attributes and see kind of which player, well not really goalkeepers necessarily, but kind of for left backs and so on and so forth, which player will kind of suit my kind of style and tactic. I'll then promote the player. I'll do that on, so for example, goalkeepers. Obviously I'll promote 2 goalkeepers into the first team, and say for example again we had 4 keepers, I would send the 3rd best goalkeeper in my opinion out on loan, or try and get him out on loan, and I'll keep my 4th choice goalkeeper in my reserve team or under 21s team to hopefully get some game time. Obviously on Football Manager Mobile, unfortunately that isn't the case. They don't actually grow because they don't actually get to play games because there's no league system, but on Football Manager Touch obviously there is. So maybe that's another feature that they could potentially add in, but that's slightly too big, I think, a feature to add into the game that it already has limitations already. Now, as I said, obviously this kind of just helps me kind of play the way that I like to play the game, because it just makes it so much easier going position by position, filtering my team down, and kind of working out what my kind of first team will look like. My squad really will look like going into this season. It also then gives me a massive advantage of looking at gaps. I can make notes down of obviously kind of positions like fill, because I do like to tend to have obviously 2 players who can naturally play in that position, and then maybe 1 versatile player who can cover, who's competent in kind of other roles as well. I do look to have a very full squad though, so even though I very rarely ever play with a sweeper, I do look to try and have 1 player who potentially is natural, if definitely not competent at that kind of position, just in case I ever need to revert to a formation where I may need to use a sweeper for whatever reason if it's just not working. That then kind of leads me onto the kind of next feature that I'd like to see added into Football Manager Mobile 2017, and that is more roles, more tactical roles added to the game. Now I'm going to be talking about some sub features here. These are kind of things that I'll just kind of gloss over, but I won't go into so much depth about. And there is loads more that I kind of want to talk to you about, but I'm just going to talk to you about a few main ones today. And please feel free to comment realistic kind of things you would like to see in that comment section down below, added to the game as well. The next one, as I said, it would be kind of just the new, more in-depth roles as well. So at the moment on Football Manager Mobile, it's very limited, and I think we've only had one new role, which was Sweeper Keeper, added in the last potentially 2-3 years, and you're probably all going to slate me in the comment section now because I'm probably wrong. But yeah, it's very kind of annoying that you can't kind of adapt your formations and almost styles of play sometimes that you find working really well on the other versions of the game into the mobile version because of the limitations of roles. So I've tried to play strikerless on a fair few occasions, and it works for a little bit on Football Manager Mobile, but then kind of the engines don't really work sometimes. And I know the enhanced match engine has been working on quite a while, and it's a big improvement from the original one still, but it's still got quite a few bugs in it. I believe the last update has got rid of the one major one, which for me was that the inside forward and the advanced playmaker, when you're playing strikerless, or even not if you're playing strikerless, would tend to always run into the same space. In theory, they'd actually kind of run into each other because they were always kind of in the same space, which left gaps and didn't really kind of work. So obviously with the limitations of the fact that you've got no shadow striker or false 9 roles there, it's quite hard to kind of implement styles of play and tactical styles within the game. So that would be definitely what I'd like to see, just more roles added to kind of make the game. I mean, I don't understand, they've got all the algorithms there. Again, I know it's probably a limitation of space and stuff for the file, but they're there. Are they big files that need to be added into the game? I'm not too sure. As I said, I'm not a coder, I don't know how it works. It's probably impossible, but that's one feature I would like to see added. And then again, kind of another little sub feature that I would like to see added on the back of that really is when you're actually searching for a player, having the ability to search by roles. So if you're looking for a deep lying playmaker, and on kind of the back of that as well, I like to say on the back of obviously, is being able to search for the actual positions, because at the moment if you want to search for a defensive midfielder you can't do that. You kind of just have to look in midfield, like search through it. It's very annoying. And if you want to search for a deep lying playmaker, defensive midfielder, that's just it's impossible. Basically, it's just virtually impossible to find one. You just have to search and search and search. And then again, also, if you want to find an attacking midfielder, do you look in midfield? Do you look in attacker? Are the same players added to both kind of filters? Are you potentially missing out on players if you're only ever looking at attackers because you think that's naturally where they would be? I don't know these answers, guys. I'm asking you, and if anyone from SI, Mark, potentially, if you're watching this, if you could let us know, that would be absolutely awesome, because that's one that's kind of evaded me for a while now. But yeah, that would be kind of a nice feature, I think, which would add just a little bit kind of, a better flow to the game and make the game a little bit more accessible, especially for new players who have come down from the kind of Football Manager full fat and touch versions of the game. The next feature is a massively selfish one for me. I don't know how many other people would like to see this one, but it's the ability to actually change the match engine during a save. Now, I don't want it to be actually kind of, because I think this would be impossible, like editable during the actual game. So obviously in Football Manager, both your other versions, while you're playing the game, you can obviously change. You can flip between 3D, 2D, commentary only, got that kind of thing as well. You don't have to look at the pitch, so on and so forth. Whereas I think that would be pretty much impossible on the mobile version. But the ability to possibly, obviously, when you do your team selection, ask you the option: do you wish to play this game in enhanced match engine or original? I don't know how hard that is, but it would definitely be a feature I would love to see in the game. And this is purely probably just from a YouTube point of view. Like the enhanced match engine is far more enjoyable for you guys to watch, and it's far more enjoyable for me a lot of the time because I can see my tactic working, I can see it unfolding on the screen. But sometimes there's just a game where I want to get through the game to the next kind of point where I'm showing you guys, and I really kind of want to get through the game quickly. So having the option to go back to the original match engine and just playing it on commentary only would be absolutely amazing. And you can play commentary only on the enhanced match engine. However, for whatever reason, I find that if you play on key highlights with very fast text, it's actually quicker. I might be completely wrong, but I'm pretty certain it's quicker than if you go on to very fast commentary only on the enhanced enhanced match engine. I'm completely tongue-tied here, so I'm not too sure if that's definitely true, but that's what it feels like to me. But having the ability to kind of flip between them both, because sometimes, you know, you've started to save on an enhanced match engine for whatever reason, and then you just sometimes want to just bash through a few games, and you're like, oh, and it just really put you off sometimes, because Football Manager Mobile is meant to be kind of played on the go casually in a way sometimes, although I don't really know many people who do play casually. They're all normally hardcore players like me. But yeah, it's just that feature I think would be really kind of welcomed from the community. And then kind of on to the next massive feature, which I'm pretty certain every single Football Manager Mobile player will want, and also a little sub feature on the back of this as well. It's the addition of a new league system. Now I'm actually going to be very greedy and kind of stick my neck out here and say I don't want one new league system, I actually want two. Now the reasons behind this, guys, is because I think if we actually had one new league system added to the game, I honestly think that as soon as that game's launched, everyone will download it and they'll be wetting themselves as soon as they see that one new league system added. Honestly, they'll actually be sitting in a pool of their own piss. Now, once they've kind of played that, after a month, they've found all the wonder kids, they've found all the new signings, they'll get bored and they'll start moaning again. We'll start moaning. SI, we will start moaning at you saying, oh god, I hope there's a new league system on the other one. If you introduce two, then that gives us a little bit more time to kind of play through those, and you won't be getting the moaning as long. You know, we'll hopefully only be all towards the back end of the game, and that we're moaning at you for a new league system or new features added. So it's I'm kind of trying to help you out here a little bit. So and if you need any guy who wants to do any research for you, you know, I'm here. You use me. So the reason that's why I said two is because there is 15 gaps on the screen. You're thinking, Mike, hang on a minute. There's 15 gaps. There's only one spare. You just told them to introduce two. Do you know maths? Well, no, I don't know maths. Never personally met the person, but I do know that there is a certain league which, and I'm sure Football Manager have got the data to hand. If not, again, I'll do some research for you. To a certain league which probably isn't played very much. So why not remove that league? And you've got the data there already. It's not like you've got to go out and get the data. The data is already there. And I'm sure, looking at the editor, which again I know you don't condone, but it's been made by the marvellous J Marvels over on the Vibe community, but it isn't too dissimilar of the information that you put in. So you've got the information. Again, I don't know how easy it is. It's probably really hard, but you know the tools are there. So you know, possibly could we have two new leagues, please, Mr. SI? And again, kind of on the back of this one, as I said, another little sub feature. Oh, talking of leagues, actually, I kind of didn't mention the fact that what leagues. Leagues, really, I'm not really too fussed. I would like to see an American-based league, so something like Mexico. I think the Mexican league system would be awesome because the abilities that adds, it's quite an interesting league structure, and the abilities that to use the editor, sorry, again, SI, would add just loads of different things you could do to the game, and you know, it'd be absolutely awesome to add really good narrative to the game with kind of, you know, making your own leagues and all that kind of thing. And but also maybe Argentina, the MLS as well, that'd be another good one. Just one of the kind of American leagues that would be really popular, I think. And then for the second league system, I'm honestly not fussed. Maybe something like Japan, China, quite an obscure one because you've only really got Australia that's outside of Europe and Brazil at the moment. So something a bit more obscure, that would be much appreciated. And then, as I was kind of just talking about before I interrupted myself because I remembered something else, the sub kind of feature that I suppose we can talk about in this one is the ability. So I know on some low-end devices you can actually load one league system, but now again, hopefully on your screen, you'll be looking at if me starting a new game up on Football Manager Mobile 2016. Now I can load 4 leagues now. So if I load England as my main one, you'll see that obviously I can play down to the Vanarama Conference, National, North and South. However, when I actually choose the other leagues, such as Spain, Germany and France, I can actually play in their top tier system. Now, again, I know obviously there's limitations with the devices out there, but the devices now are quite very, you know, that's good English. That was really good English. They're very high spec, and some of them aren't far off what tablets are as well. So, could we possibly have it? So, when you choose England, you can then choose Spain with their lower league systems and tiers added, Germany with their tier system added, and you know. So just imagine the kind of, you know, saves you could do. You could, you know, start off in the really low, you know, leagues in Germany and work your way up, and then possibly go to France and do a season in their League 2, and then, you know, go over to Spain and do their equivalent of the Championship, because my football knowledge is awful and I can't remember the league name of the Spanish League 2 system, and then pop over to England. I mean, it just adds such a natural narrative to the game, and it'd be such a good for journeyman saves and the saves, the amazing saves you could do. And again, obviously, I know you kind of want to make Football Manager Mobile accessible to everyone. This is why I'm hoping that touch isn't the thing that's going to, kill Football Manager Mobile off. Although I do really enjoy playing touch, and I have it on my channel as well, and I really enjoy it. And SI are probably thinking, Mike, all the things you're stressing to us are available on touch, and I know they are, and I really like it. But Football Manager Mobile is accessible to everyone who's got a smartphone, and you can play it on the lowest end spec. That wasn't English either. Why can't I speak English today? Can't even say the word English. And you can play it on a phone with low spec, even though it's very different, but there's still a version there for people to play, and that's what I really like about it. So I'm hoping that the whole touch thing wasn't the kind of death of Football Manager Mobile, and kind of hopefully the start of a push really of what it kind of needs to kind of bridge the gap between the two really now, because it's getting quite big. I mean, touch bridged the gap between mobile and Football Manager, but now Football Manager Mobile seems to almost be forgotten about now, and hopefully that's not the case. So I hope someone over at SI, Mark Duffy maybe, is watching this video, and I don't know if any of these I'm sure these are ideas that you've all thought about and talked about and probably had to throw out because it's not achievable. And as I said at the start, I know you are only a very, very small team, so if there's any way I can help you guys out, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me and let me know. I'll be more than happy to kind of help you out in any way I potentially can. And yeah, that's kind of my features that I'd like to see on Football Manager Mobile. As I said, some of them probably you won't want to see, some of them might be impossible, but they're just a few of them, guys. Kind of just want to finish on a bit of a bumming note really, that I wanted to kind of just talk to you about the Football Manager Mobile community in general, because it's quite sad at the moment that the community is pretty much on its last legs and it's dying out. And again, that's kind of because 2016 was a little bit of a reskin really, and a little bit of a disappointment to a lot of us, and wasn't really what we was hoping for. And the kind of new features, some of them worked well and you can kind of see why they're trying to go with, and some of them were quite buggy, and it's just, I kind of really wish they could just do an open testing, base testing for the game, and put it on the store as and give us a few people some codes out that they can download the game. Because I know that you can do betas on Android. I don't know about on my phone, but the app that I use to edit my videos on, I've done a few beta tests for them, gave them some feedback on that. So I know it is an option. So again, if you need beta testing, I'll be more than happy to give you a lot of feedback. I'll put a good load of hours into the game and give you some feedback before it goes live. But yeah, it's just a real shame, because I've got to give a massive shout out to Deck over at the Vibe community. I'm sure a lot of you have come into contact if you've ever played Football Manager Mobile, and if you haven't, why the hell have you not been over to Vibe? I mean, he has put a lot of time and effort into building that massive, amazing community, and it's just dying now, and no one can say that he hasn't tried to kind of keep it alive with the amount of spare time and effort he's put into it, because he did a call to arms, and I'm probably, would I hold my hands up, there's a lot more I probably could have done to kind of help, but it's just demoralising to see. It should be such a good place and such a lively place, and I think since 2013 there's been a bit of a decline, and then 14 again same, and then 15 was a bit of a killer, and 16 just pretty much just killed it off now. So I don't know how much longer that's going to be around for, and there's some amazing people over there creating some absolutely amazing blogs and skins and database. It's just I just really like it, and it's going to be a massive shame to see it going. So thank you, Deck, for all of your hard work, and I've made some really good friends through that as well, like Ash as well, over at Vibe, and Prize, and Batty Goal, if he's listening to this, I don't know where he went, Kyle as well, Liam, yeah, there's just some Aaron, there's just some really, really good people in that I've kind of spoke to about the game and stuff, and it's going to be a shame if it does end up going, but I know Deck's got a full-time job now, and the staffing system over there isn't really working. People aren't really kind of willing to put the extra effort in, because when they do put the effort in, it doesn't get rewarded with the views and stuff, because people just aren't clicking on it or interacting, and all it takes is a little kind of, oh, that's really, really nice, you know, really well written. And again, I hold my hands up, I don't do that anymore, and you know, I'm probably, you know, definitely part of the reason why it's failing. So if it does stick around for 2017, which I hope it does, I definitely intend to kind of get back over there and start creating some content for the thing. I mean, I was hoping kind of my videos might have inspired a few people. And again, if you guys, I'm going off completely on a tangent now, not what this video is meant to be about, but I'm going to put it out there. If anyone does wish to create any content, please just don't hesitate to get in contact with me. Drop it in the comment section, go over to Twitter, tweet me. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out, start up a YouTube channel, or how to kind of, you know, look over some of your work before you put it out on a Vibe or whatever. Just let me know. Let's get some content going again. Let's make the community great, because it's going to be a shame if it goes. But yeah, guys, that's my little mini rant over and done with. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As I said, please drop in the comment section. Drop in the comment section any features you'd like to see. Please be realistic as well, guys. Into the new game. And yeah, if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to smash the like button. I have been Just Smite Plays, and I will speak to you legends soon.